so I talked the Terror of the East into submission, and probably didn't beat Fallout New Vegas without breaking the law. Another beautiful day in the Mojave. The sun is shining, the centaurs are moaning in agony, and most importantly, I'm the new general. Yeah, don't ask. Nothing could possibly go wrong today. The future's looking bright for the NCO. Yes, man. What are you doing here? And why are you looking at me like that? Wait, what was that you said before?
I found some code snippets in one of Mr. House's databanks that will let me, reprogram my personality. To be a little more assertive, basically. Assertive.
Oh god. No, please!
You're going to need a name, aren't you? Your mother and I have been talking. What do you think about... That's a good name, don't you think? Fits you perfectly. Let's see what you'll look like when you're all grown up. You're going to look a lot like your dad. It's a big world out there, son, full of all sorts of people. What about you? What kind of person are you going to be? You're just
James?
Catherine?
James?
Catherine! She's in cardiac arrest. Start compression. Get the baby out of here. Move! Move! 1,000. 2, 1,000. Come on. Hang on, Catherine. Hang on.
Okay? Number one. We need a doctor, not a deadbeat. This one's on the house. Fail to meet my expectations and there
Don't
will
look straight into the light, pal.
James and his
Don't be
chili
nice.
chatter.
Decorations.
May your
Just
future
the
be
native
bright,
boys.
boys.
This place will feel just like Come on over here, son. Come on. Walk to Daddy. You just stay here while Daddy runs to his office. You'll be okay, pal. I'll be back in a bit. You are quite the little explorer, aren't you? I want to show you something. See that? It was your mother's favorite passage. It's from the Bible. Revelation 21:6. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely.
These experiments
Don't be a
are
damn
wasted.
fool. We experiment to prepare. We prepare to survive.
Surprise! Stanley, you turned the lights on too fast. You blinded the poor kid.
Happy birthday!
Birthday! Can you believe it? He is growing up so fast.
Happy birthday, pal. I can't believe you're already 10.
As overseer, I hereby present to you your very own Pip-Boy 3000. Get used to it.
I found this in a box of my father's old things. Believe it or not. Imagine him reading comic books.
Enjoying yourself? Here you go. A nice sweet roll that I baked for you just this morning.
Hey, happy birthday, Nosebleed.
Nice tip, boy. What is that? One of the 3000A models?
I'm hungry, and that stupid robot destroyed the cake. Give me that sweet roll you got from Old Lady Palmer. Yeah, right. Thanks, loser. Oh, and happy birthday.
Jonas is waiting for you downstairs on the reactor level. Go ahead. I don't think anyone will mind if you slip out for a few minutes. Your own BB gun. It's a little old, but it should work perfectly. Careful, it's a rad roach. Think you can take care of that with your BB gun?
Smile.
Boys and girls have different parts.
What is their problem
right?
anyway? So, I'm the overseer's daughter, so what? Like, I get any kind of special treatment.
Revelation 21:6. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. As far as I can tell, you're a perfectly healthy 16-year-old boy. So yes, you have to go to class to take your GOAT exam.
Get out of my way, you stupid tunnel snakes!
I can show you a real tunnel snake, Amata.
Why won't they leave me alone? It's not my fault my father's the overseer.
Maybe you're right. We can deal with her later. Come on, tunnel snakes. This little bitch isn't worth our time.
Thanks for getting rid of them. Assholes.
If you want to skip the test, just tell me how you want it to come out, and I'll take care of it for you. I'll see you tomorrow, bright and early.
Anything is possible, even an A.
Daddy's
Mr.
doctor
Cross.
ain't here to save you now, is he? Get back to work.
Selfish and insubordinate.
Wake up! Come
You
on,
need to
wake
know
up!
these things. I'm not going to be around to hold your hand forever.
Come on! You've got to get out of here! Your dad is gone and my father's men are looking for you!
Oh, please! Help me!
We did it! My mom's gonna be okay!
He's opening the vault door. Get the overseer. We need this door open now.
Oh my god. You've actually opened it.
Find you eventually. We'll find you eventually.
Wait, was I reincarnated as a baby? Well, you know what this means. Time for the Capital Wasteland to savor the sweet taste of justice. Making my way into Megaton, I talked to the sheriff, and I have to say, it's nice that at least some people care about the law in this godforsaken wasteland. I agree to disarm the bomb in the center of town. Why they didn't just dismantle it with sledgehammers is beyond me, but since I lack the explosive know-how to tinker with it, I ignore it for now and trade some things with Moira. I also stop by the saloon, where I come across a man trying to blow up Megaton so his boss can enjoy a nicer view from his balcony. Naturally, I report this to Lucas Sims, but Burke shoots him in the back and threatens me on his way out. I can't let this murderer run loose, so I quickly gather the sheriff's supplies, pumping Burke full of both lead and these hands. I take Burke's things as evidence and then drag him over to the medbay. Maybe I didn't do the best job, but it's the thought that counts, right? I do have to drop his silenced pistol, as silencers on guns are illegal in DC. With a sheriff's duster and hat, I'm only missing one part of the outfit, so I head out to complete my look. On the way, I see an outcast use a missile launcher on a mole rat. Seems a bit overkill, but okay. Discover Tenpenny Tower, and barge into Lucky's, where I find the appropriately named Lucky Shades. Not only do they give me 1 point of luck, they made me look like a complete badass. I then discover Smith Casey's for later and fast travel to Fort Independence, where the outcasts get attacked by raiders. Kasdan actually manages to kill both raiders, but Rockfowl fires a missile that wipes him out. I'm just gonna say fog of war and leave it at that.
Then I think we'd have a problem. And you don't want to be a problem around here. Protector Kasdan, he says I got a real knack for solving problems.
On the way towards DC, I get attacked by more mole rats and raiders, witness someone who took Nuka-Cola and Mentats together, get nearly turned into Deputy Pudding by some edgelords, pick up a quest to save Nadine from Far Harbor, Point Lookout, and learn that Tobar is actually kind of a badass. Up until the point where he gets a missile to the face. After discovering the Citadel and the Jefferson Memorial, I head into Rivet City to do some trading, talk with Lee, and nab the intelligence bobblehead. And then I stop by an old lady's house so I can pick up a violin for her.
This is intriguing, but highly disturbing.
On the way to get her instrument, I pass through a mine-infested town, break my legs, visit a nuclear disposal site for a cool book and a fancy desk ornament, and kill a raider so hard that the camera decides to look into my organs. Entering the vault, I pick up all the random crap I can find and sell it at Rivet City so I have enough caps to afford Tobar's magic boat ride.
Welcome aboard!
Well, here we are. This is Raven Rock.
After getting torn apart by some rabid dogs, I walked through the swamp and managed to sneak into a particular cabin, leveling up in the process. I get explosives to 25, put points into medicine, repair, and small guns, and get the Swift Learner perk. Picking up my prize, a genuine police hat, I have now fully completed my getup. However, Tobar won't let me go back to DC without buying another ticket, so I go back to the shack to kill a hillbilly in self-defense. He's a mutant, so it's okay. Take everything worth taking, and show a scrapper the true meaning of scrapping. With enough caps to afford a ride home, I go back to Vault 92 to get Agatha her damn violin. To make a long story short, I punch some flies and died at some crabs, until I eventually give up. With my 25 explosive skill, I disarm the bomb in Megaton and get both the strength bobblehead and my own house as a reward. I even get a joke-telling robot as part of the bargain.
2 atoms are in a bar. One says, "I think I lost an electron." The other says, "Are you sure?" To which the other replies, "I'm positive."
Speaking of bobbleheads, my next stop is the New Dave Republic so I can increase my perception. I also stop by Big Town to cut the red wire, no wait, the blue wire on Time Bomb and get a measly 5 caps for defusing him. Some of Big Town's residents have been kidnapped by super mutants and it falls to me to rescue them. The first one I pepper with my laser pistol, and when I run out of ammo, my lead pipe. Knocking the hunting rifle out of his hand, I pick it up and use it to finish him off. I then use a mix of my rifle and my lead pipe to take out the rest of the baddies.
What's with the lead pipe? Are you gonna get my noggin a flogging?
Well, yeah.
Entering the police station, well, at least I'm in my element now, I sneak past some mutant filth and rescue Red, only to have to fight off more of them when they storm the town. Since they all have lackluster weapons, it's nothing my assault rifle and board can't handle. After that, Time Bomb makes up for his 5 cap donation from earlier by giving me his lucky 8-ball.
This is 10% luck, 20% luck, 15% luck, traded power of luck.
I decide now's as good a time as any to progress the main story, so I travel to Smith Casey's and squash both roaches and mole rats galore. I then put on a vault suit, which goes really well with my police hat I have to say, and enter the average 50s sitcom. Somehow I level up as a virtual child, putting points into medicine and small guns, and getting the most appropriate perk for the situation, Child at Heart. Since this is just a virtual reality simulation, and the alternative is to get a bunch of real people killed, I'd say the most legal, if not the most moral option, is to play along with Betty's games. To that end, I lie to Timmy about his parents' divorce, lie to Janet about Roger's affair, fiddle with Mabel's oven to pull an operoo on her, and turn the residents' internal organs into external organs. After taking off my VR headset, I level up, increasing sneak, small guns, and speech, and getting the toughness perk. Now that I've found my dad, I can meet up with him in Rivet City, is what I would say if Sam Warwick wasn't trying to hunt me down. While my dad does try to protect me, it's not enough and I get gunned down. Eventually I managed to beat him with a mix of persistence, a laser rifle, and plain luck. It was well worth it though, as the tent he was near has a large amount of goods, some of which I have to drop simply because I can't carry them all. I then take a quick stop by the school for a book of music paper. Now that I'm fully stocked, I guess it's time to get that violin once and for all. Making my way through the labyrinthian halls, I run past the crab people and grab the instrument, getting pinched several times in the process. Finally, Agatha gets her violin and some music paper to boot, and in return I get Blackhawk, a unique 44 Magnum with better damage and durability. I immediately put it to good use against some greenskins.
Being this is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, and would blow your head clean off. You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Correct!
After catching up with dear old Dad, I do some mindless busy work for him before the Enclave arrive to
wreck up the place!
Since the Enclave are the last remnants of the US government, anything I do against them is technically sedition. However, the Constitution also gives us the right to bear arms so we can stand up against the tyrannical government, so... My father then causes an overload to try and kill Colonel Autumn, but the Colonel just injects himself with liquid plot contrivance before he gets fried. The rest of the section goes pretty standard. I show some Enclave the power of 44, crawl through the sewers, take out some ghouls, and Lee doesn't follow me out. I go back in the tunnel to find her ass, only to find out she was standing around for no good reason while Garbanzo Beans only died from his heart condition. I reluctantly hand over 5 stim packs and level up, increasing repair and small guns and getting another rank of Swift Learner. I then do the usual song and dance to discover the location of the Gek. Stopping by Rivet City, I sell all the random junk and weapons I don't need, and also repair my duster. I also take a gander at Agatha's violin playing.
Here is another lovely song for a lonely traveler wandering the wasteland. You know who you are.
Speaking of the radio, traveling back to Vault 101 lets me hear Amada's distress call, where she says that the Overseer has gone off the deep end. Also, she made the door password her name very clever. A few roaches later, I watch Freddy almost become a victim of police brutality, kick around the Zyborn clock ball a bit, witness Andy mistake Beatrice for a cake, go on a nostalgia trip, and use my speech to convince the Overseer that a sealed up vault full of incest isn't the best way to go about things. Back on the topic of nostalgia, Amada tells me I have to leave the vault to ensure its safety in a manner almost identical to Overseer Jackerin in Fallout 1. The only difference is I don't blow her head off. After leaving the vault for a third time, I decide to take a nice walk to clear my head. On the way, I kill a bear and some bots, spare a raider's life,
Don't kill me!
put some mole rats back in the ground, and come across a Comic-Con meeting gone wrong. I suppose it's up to Deputy Azkick to serve the antagonizer's ass to her on a silver platter. The ants aren't too bad to deal with, except for the one that forgot to burrow out of the ground, and the antagonizer herself isn't any harder. As soon as she whips out her chainsaw knife, why she doesn't use her signature weapon is beyond me, I simply blow her head off and nab the key to avoid getting chewed up. Turning in my good work levels me up, increasing small guns and medicine, and getting the final rank of Swift Learner. Keeping up my track record, I go inside the Temple of the Union, a haven for escaped slaves, and say I'll help them find a new outpost to hide out at. After making Carlos a member of Hydro Homies, I practice my right to bear arms against some raiders, mutants, and ferals. Unfortunately, the ferals proved to be too much for me, so I leave this task behind. One of the main problems with Blackhawk is the very limited ammo. I end up having to fast travel to places I've already been just so I can collect as much stuff as possible and sell it for a few bullets. I even came across a pile of goods I dropped earlier in the playthrough. To that end, I decided to get the main quest over with as soon as possible. At Little Lamplight, I used the Child at Heart perk so they let me in and get them to unlock the gate for me. Unfortunately, Flak and Shrapnel seem to have stepped out for some reason, so I head to Tenpenny Tower only to find out Chief Gustavo's the holy grail of 44 rounds. Needless to say, I trade with him, wait 2 days, and repeat this ad nauseum until I have a decent supply of bullets. I also let Knick-Knack fix up my pistol for me. Since I don't want to waste all this freshly bought ammo, I pop a stealth boy and sneak my way past the mutants into Vault 87. This levels me up, increasing medicine, repair, and speech. I get the Here and Now perk to increase small guns to 100 and put even more points into medicine and speech. I also get the Finesse perk. Time for the long arm of the law to put some mutants out of their misery. Sid, a man with a t-shirt and a lead pipe, almost kills me and takes several clips of ammo to go down. This is why I hate difficulty settings in Bethesda games. Watching Fox clean house, he gets me the geck, I get myself abducted, and I actually wanted to see what would happen if you told Colonel Autumn the code.
Let's just make sure you're telling the truth. Your code is 216.
Confirmed. That's the correct code.
Thank you for cooperating. I'm afraid we no longer have need of your services.
If you take it frame by frame, you can actually see the game decreasing my health to 1 before I get shot to ensure I die. Getting released by the president levels me up, boosting repair and medicine and getting the sniper perk. When Autumn tells the Enclave to go after my head, I use a stealth boy to sneak by them and a single speech tech to convince the president to blow up their entire base. Should have invested in better programming, I guess. I then walk through a glorified cutscene and let some sentry bots take care of the guy with the missile launcher. Buying more ammo from Gus, I go back to both the junkyard and the police station to find more stuff to sell so I can let Nick Knack repair my revolver. Finally ready to finish the game, I hand the virus over to Lyons, refuse Sarah's armor, and level up, getting medicine to 85 and the fast metabolism perk. My only gripe is that I didn't earn 1 more level so I could get the Lawbringer perk. The battle to the Purifier goes as expected. Liberty Bibberty does most of the work. I lay down suppressing fire with my magnum, get blown up a couple of times, waste a few Enclave goons, and talk down the Colonel with the power of my silver tongue. Sacrificing myself for the good of mankind, I step into the Purifier, get a lethal dose of radiation, and beat Fallout 3 without breaking the law. This is goodbye, everyone. James, I hope I've made you proud. What? How am I alive? We found your body in the Purifier, Deputy. You were suffering from advanced radiation sickness, but we managed to stabilize your condition with liquid plot contrivance. We saved you because we believe in you. Go forth and embrace your destiny. Bring law and order to the Commonwealth. We will be watching you. What the f*** is going on?